Welcome to the race by race preview for Sha Tin on Sunday. It's a Group 3 race day. Paul Lally's here to tip us a winner or three along the way. We've got a scratching before we rip into the first, and out goes General Ace. So race 1, number 9 is a scratching. First gets underway at 1 o'clock local time. Island Surprise has the blinkers off and the visor going back on. Prestige Moochie has been much better since coming to the all-weather. Beat Hollow has his second look at the surface. Charming Steed has the earplugs, the visor and the crossover noseband all going on. 8 trigrams down into Class 5 now with a £2 claim, and Super Joy has run second at his last 2 starts. The pace, Paul, has 8 trigrams leading, and he's pretty well rated now.
He is, isn't he? The other leader in the race is Beat Hollow, but they're from the same stable, so you wouldn't expect them to take each other on. All Is Ready can get a nice run just in behind. Prestige Moochie went better last time. Island Surprise likes to go forward. He just might struggle a little bit from his wide draw. Blinkers will come off and the visor will go on him.
Some replays now, and we do start with Happy Valley form. Switching over to the all-weather for this race are both Island Surprise, who runs 4th, and Charming Steed. He's been a little disappointing his last couple. He was racing fairly consistently in this grade, but the last 2 he's been down the track. Yeah,
he has, and look, he's just a one-time winner, Charming Steed. Look, he's been second 7 times this horse, but he's just gone off the boil at the moment. And Island Surprise is drawn wide, so I don't like him from the wide draw. So no, I haven't got either of them in.
We'll leave those 2 where they are. Next one is Beat Hollow leading, and Charming Steed appears in this one too. He runs 12th. Now, Beat Hollow, as you said, likes to lead, but 8 trigrams is in the race, so he might not be on the rail as opposed to this race where he was leading uncontested.
He did. I don't think he necessarily has to lead though, Beat Hollow. He has been in really good form recently. He's a winner 4 starts ago. So look, I've included him in a -9 Beat Hollow because he is going well. He's coming onto the surface. He has raced once here before and did run 9th behind All Is Ready. So he's got a little bit to make up on that horse.
Gets a £5 claim for Angus Chung, does Beat Hollow, so carries just £127 in this race. Next up, it is all-weather form. Super Joy and Prestige Moochie, and this pair have certainly improved since getting onto the surface. Prestige Moochie runs 3rd. Super Joy did miss the start in this race.
He did, and he can miss the start. It's the smallest field here, so that might help him a bit. He's going well at the moment, Super Joy, so yeah, he definitely goes in. And I'm going to put Prestige Moochie on just because of the surface. I think this is probably one of the key form races because they are racing on the same surface, and you can see these 2 horses handling it well enough. They were no match for the winner, but they both go in for me.
That's a good report for that pair. Another one that's going to go in for you is All Is Ready.
Yeah, he comes back onto the all-weather. That's the key. He's won off a higher rating before of 37. He's down on this rating of 32. He should get the perfect run just in behind from barrier number 4. So coming back onto the surface where he's already won this season.
Race 1, number 8.
Yeah, I'm going to go with him. I think he can win. It doesn't look like a strong race for him, and he has won off a high rating before. Super Joy, Beat Hollow and Prestige Moochie. But I do like the 8. 8, 10, 5, 2.
And you just saw his trainer on the track work video there. Mark Newnham, of course, rode him in track work, and Luke Ferraris, who's been doing a good job for Mark, will steer All Is Ready in the opening race. The second race is a first starter-a-thon. There are 7 of them making their debuts in this, and it's over the 1200 for the Class 4s. Hong Kong Hall's been a trial winner since his last start. We've got Shining Fortune with the pacifiers off, but the pacifiers with cows going on. First starters, the 4, 5, 6, 7 Patch of Kingdom. Patch of Theta number 8's had 1 start for a 3rd. First starters, Silver Destiny, Skyheart and Wind Cheater. Loyal Bobo 2 starts for 2 fourths. He has the Shadow Roll going on, and Sonic Boom down the bottom will wear blinkers for the first time. This one, obviously, Paul, with so many first starters, could be subject to change.
Yeah, definitely. Look, Hong Kong Hall, he does like to go forward, though, so I expect him to go forward. Loyal Bobo, now, he led in all his trials before his 2 race day starts. Over 1,000 last time. He sort of slowly missed the start a bit. From a wide draw from 1,200, I think they'll be positive and try and get outside the leader. Silver Destiny and Bowers have shown a bit of speed in their trials. High Percentage led last time, but it didn't work. Sky Heart's drawn wide, and he'll need a bit of luck with Patch of Theta.
We'll get to those on debut shortly, but race day form from Patch of Theta, who ran third, Loyal Bobo fourth. He trialled up so well, Loyal Bobo, yet he's come to race day and he's only managed to run 2 fourth placings, and Patch of Theta was trialling up well prior to this race too.
Yeah, look, he was a little bit blocked for room, Loyal Bobo. So he had a slight excuse, had to angle out, and he did finish off nicely enough. So I think up to the 1200 will really suit this horse. I do like Patch of Theta in the race, though. I think he's going to come on a bit. But I'm going to include both of them because I think they're both good chances in this.
That's Patch of Theta third, Loyal Bobo running fourth. Hong Kong Hall, as mentioned, has won a trial since his last start. This is the trial where he was on speed all of the way. Patch of Kingdom is the other horse in this. He's had the 3 trials and hasn't shown too much.
Hong Kong Hall has, though. His win was off 54. He's at this rating of 59. I thought the trial was really good. He really stretched out nicely and won this trial well. So, look, I want to include him there as well. He's drawn barrier number 7, but I think they'll be positive on him and try and get to the lead. And he won with plenty in hand.
He did. Hugh Bowman partners him in race number 2. Trial form now around Bowser. He has looked sharp at the trials. He's had 3 of them. And this one, he runs second behind How Deep Is Your Love, who was narrowly beaten in Class 2 company on Thursday night.
Yeah, so a nice trial from him. I think he's actually the best of the first starters, Bowser. So, look, I've included him on his debut run. He's looked good in all his trials. He's played all too hard, so he's bred for a 1200 metre race as well. And I think he can put himself right in the race from barrier 9. So I like the way he sort of stretched out again just by the post. Yeah, he's the best of the first starters for me.
He comes out of the Ricky U stable. More trials now. We head to Chung Fa, Silver Destiny. He's had 3 trials. This is his last one. It was good. Lucky Fion also in this trial has had 5 of them, and his trials have looked okay too.
Yeah, the trials have been okay. He's drawn wide though, so he might just have to go back from that wide draw. Silver Destiny, he won this trial nicely, but again, it's a bit of a jump out, isn't it? So you can see none of the horses, well, a couple of them have been pushed in second and third, but other than that, all the others were sitting up on their horses, so it's hard to really say from that.
That's Chung Fa trial form for that pair, and further trial form now around Sky Heart, who's had the 3 trials. First one was quite a quiet trial. He's run on pretty well in his subsequent 2.
Yeah, he has as well. He's bred for a bit further, this horse. He's drawn barrier number 11, so he's going to have to go back. So he'll be running on towards the ends. But I'm happy to watch him on his debut. But look, he finished off nicely this trial. There's nothing wrong with it.
And that is a look at some of the runners in race number 2. So many first starters. You're going the race brigade though?
I am. I've got one of the first starters in, and that's Bowser. But I'm going to go with the 8 on top. Here, Pride of Theta, just had the 1 start, Patch of Theta, I should say. A really good run from him on his debut. Hong Kong Hall, the recent trial winner. And here's a horse that has won a race. Bowser, that's first starter, and then Loyal Bobo. I think they'll go forward with him, and we'll see an improved run. 8-1-5-12.
They combine to win 2 races at Happy Valley on Thursday night, and Paul thinks they'll win race number 2, the combination of Vincent Ho and Francis Louis. Race number 3, we stay on the turf for this race, and it is a Class 4 over the 1400 metres. Sky Forever is second up. No form second up for Sky Forever. Araki Summit ran 4th at this trip last time. Solid Sharla did also, and Winning Data's looking for 3 in a row. Naya Fortune made some ground when 8th at his last start. Take Action is on debut, has had the 4 trials. Winning 7 has the tongue tie going on. Kazi Farazi, blinkers re-added for him. Keen Unity makes his debut for Jimmy Ting. He has had the 3 trials, the blinkers off, the cheek pieces go on, and Kure Magic minus hood, pacifier and tongue tie down the bottom. Speed, Paul from Aoraki Summit and Gallant Goody.
Gallant Goody led last start but didn't go so well, so I don't know if they'll try it again. That was just a query, but there's no other leader in the race. Aoraki Summit went forward over this trip last time, and I think he'll go forward once again. He might be the leader by default. Winning Data's drawn a bit awkwardly, but I think he can get across easy enough because there's no other real pace in the race. We Love You has got a good draw, but all the rest have get back horses.
Winning Data absolutely flying, and Nick spoke to his jockey, Karis Teaton.
Karis Teaton, Winning Data is a horse that's been pretty good servant to you recently. Has won his last couple. He looks to be on a real upward trajectory, this horse.
Yeah, Nick, he's sort of turned the corner a bit, really doing everything right at the moment. and he wants to sort of hit the line strongly lately. So I was really impressed with his last 2 wins.
How much do you attribute Karras as a rider to the blinkers going back on? Now, you rode him earlier on in his career, and there were a couple of only fair efforts, but since the blinkers have gone back on, that seems to have turned his form around.
Yeah, I set on him pretty early stage on his career, and I thought I knew he was a decent horse, but he was just not ready. Actually, he was travelling a bit hard, and he just didn't know how to race properly. And I must say, Ricky has done a trick with him where the horse is now really starting to relax a bit more, and his racing manners has really improved a lot. So it makes my life easier too when I'm going out there. So I must say, he's doing everything well at the moment, and let's just hope that continues.
It's a bit of a trait with Ricky's horses, isn't it? He can sort of, once they hit form, he sort of keeps them there quite well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he sort of, of course, he gets to know his horses pretty well, and you could always see in all these young horses, they always improve, and sort of, well, once they start hitting their form, they sort of start doing well. So it's just always nice to get onto one of them, and yeah, so I'm just looking forward to riding him again.
You put him up to 56 rated. I mean, on paper, that looks like he's got a nice bit of scope still going forward with maybe a couple of points in hand.
You would think so. Like I said, his last 2 wins was really good win, and I believe that he's only, getting better, so he can only get better. Of course, he's now starting to carrying a bit heavyweight, but like I said, I think the horse has improved a lot, and just hope he gets a nice run on the weekend.
Your form continues, Karras, as well. You were fairly pumped up after winning a couple at Happy Valley the other night. That was nice. Yeah,
it's Happy Valley is always a adrenaline place with everybody shouting, and but in Hong Kong, every winner is a massive winner for us. So just really appreciate all the support I'm getting from the trainers and the owners. I just hope it keeps going.
He was buzzing after Majestic Night won the last, as you just saw in that vision. We move on, Paul, to Aoraki Summit and Anea Fortune, who is last turning for home. He makes some late ground in this race. Aoraki Summit, this was his best performance at his 4th outing.
Yeah, look, I think he's slowly getting in there. Aoraki Summit, he's by Tavistock. He got a nice run here, but he'll get a nice run again from barrier number 5. He can either lead or sit behind. This is the one where high percentage led. I don't think he'll lead. And as you say, Anea Fortune made some good ground, finishing off down the outside there as well. So, look, of the 2, though, I'll put of the 3, actually, I have put Aoraki Summit in.
Okay, and finally, a solid Shala also has a 1,400 metre form. There he is. He runs 4th in this race. He was 5th 2 starts ago. Just has to cop a wide draw of 11.
Look, he's looked like he's going to win it before now. He's had 12 starts. He's run 5ths and 4ths. He's drawn 11, as you say. So I've got him in, but again, only on a minor line. He's got Hugh Bowman jumping aboard for the first time. But I thought he came to win the race here. He had his opportunity. And just as he sort of hit the lead, he sort of looked around a bit, got his head up a bit. So he's still doing a few things wrong, this horse. But we'll see what happens. There's obviously ability there with him. It's just a matter of sort of ironing him out, experience probably.
So he's gone near enough to make the top 4, but you've got to stick with your favourite Winning Data, don't you?
Yeah, I do. He's been going really well, Winning Data, and he's only up 6 rating points. He stays in the grade, so I think he can win the 4. Aoraki Summit in there for 2nd. Sky Forever now, he's had 1 run back, and he finished off nice enough on the all-weather. Comes back to the turf, and he's won off a 66 rating. He's at this rating of 60, and solid Shala on a minor line. So around the top of the book here, 4-2-1-3.
Winning Data on a hat-trick to win race number 3. The distance race on Sunday's program is race number 4. It's over the 1,800 metres, and Darcy Joy at the top of the book. It's a £10 claim. Mr. Dapper didn't stretch out to the 2,000 metres last time, so he comes back in trip. Pegasus General has his first start at Sha Tin this season. Super Hong Kong, blinkers off, visor goes on. Romantic Fantasy is on debut. He's had the 6 trials. Pakistan Friend is a 4-time course and distance winner. Ready Player 1, visor off, blinkers go back on. Sharp and Bright, the blinkers and the crossover noseband are added to him. And Special Hedge, he did run 3rd on the turf 2 starts ago. Jerry Chow rides him for Beno Yung. It is Jubilation. He's in really good form at the moment, Bull.
Yeah, and he likes to go forward. He won well when he was on the pace last start. Pakistan Friend, when he gets up to 1,800 metres, he normally likes to lead or get close to the lead. Darcy Joy's got the £10 claim, but he's drawn barrier 11. there's a big run to that first gap, so he should get his opportunity to try and get across or slot in. Mr. Dapper should get a nice run. Special Heads has been going forward. Ready Player One and Pegasus General, another ones that'll be looking for a bit of cover.
We start with the one horse. He doesn't carry the top weight despite the one saddle cloth. He's down to 124 on his back. He is a two-time course and distance winner, and Ricky Yu trains and Ellis Wong aboard.
You know, that win did come off 58. And now he's rated 59 with a £10 claim. So he's really quite well rated coming into this race. It's just sort of what sort of run he's going to get from barrier number 11. Just needs to be well rated by the apprentice. And I think he can feature. So I've included him, not on a win line, I've just included him on a place line. But look, he kept finishing off nicely enough here, didn't he? And it was a good run, I thought, from him.
That's Fallon who dropped out of the clouds to win that race. So Darcy Joy, the horse in the first replay. Second one is Pegasus General, Serangoon, Ready Player One and Vincy. And you're going to make a case for the Goon.
Yeah, I'm going to put him in Serangoon on a minor line. He arrived in a rating of 67. He's down to 52. So he must be getting towards a mark where he can win. He finished off here nicely enough in this particular race. He's drawn barrier 14, so he's just going to have to get back. But over the 1,800 metres, I think looks good for him. This was 1,800 at Happy Valley.
One more replay to have a look at. Jubilations won 3 of his last 5. Goes up only £3 for this win. Is he in the mix? And where's Mr. Dapper at? He won so well 2 starts ago. And then did you put it down to the 2,000 metres last time? He's only back to 1,800. His win was over 1,600. Are you putting him in this week?
Yeah, look, I'm going to put him on top, actually, Mr. Dapper, because I think he'll get the perfect run from a barrier number 2. He just got a little bit further back than he would like here in this race. And from barrier 2, back 200 metres, I think will be ideal for him. And I think it's just sort of what sort of run he's going to get. He was disappointed here, but I think he can bounce back.
All right, that answers that question. So he's on top to win coming back in distance, Mr. Dapper.
Yeah, so I got him on top, Mr. Dapper. He from barrier 2, I just think he's going to get the perfect run. Sharp and Bright's horse we haven't talked about. I think he can improve. He's got blinkers on for the first time. Well, there was a lot of money for him last time. He went out as a 5.4 chance. Darcy Joy and then Serangoon. 2-11-1-6.
That is the preview for race number 4. It's the first leg of the Triple Trio. The first of 2 1,000-metre races. This is not the feature, but it is a good quality Class 3 event. And flying high, he's placed his last 2 down the straight. O-Liner comes back in distance. Pleasant Endeavour, 3-time course and distance winner with a £10 claim. Sparkling Nights mixing his form. Northern Beaches, a last start winner with an extra £2. Nakoni County returns from a left fore ligament injury. And first up will wear a crossover noseband. California Touch, good improvement between his first 2 starts. And the likely leader, Cheval Valiant, Shadow Roll Off, and the blinkers go back on. He's drawn barrier number 10, Paul, with that claim, so straight to the outside rail and catch him if you can.
It's how he normally races, isn't it? And I think that's exactly what he's going to try and do once again. Flying High can be a little bit closer from the outside rail. Sparkling Night, he likes to go forward. O-Liner leads round bend, so I think he's going to go forward as well. California Touch went better last time. He won't be far away. Pleasant Endeavour and Northern Beaches, a last start winner, he can sit nicely in midfield there.
Well, Lyle Hewitson was the man aboard Northern Beaches last time. He is again on Sunday, and here's Lyle with Nick.
Lyle, Northern Beaches, one of your rides on the weekend at Sha Tin, down the straight, and it's good to see him finally get his head in front last time.
Yeah, it was. I think that was an overdue win. He had shown good form leading up to that race and just needed things to unfold evenly for him, which they did, and he went and won a nice race in the end.
They've obviously put him up a little bit, but I guess now he's got his head in front. Do you feel he's a horse who might well be able to take another step forward?
Yeah, well, hopefully the confidence nullifies the increase in weight, but look, naturally I think that he's probably going to find his niche over 1,200 and maybe even in time 1,400. I think 1,000 is sharp for him, and you saw that last time. You know, I sort of went out of trouble and had him a length closer than where he probably wanted to be, and he came under pressure early. But it was good to see him find his feet when he changed legs and progress well over the final furlong. So, yeah, I think that he'll be given his chance again. There'll be good speed as usual, and maybe just being slightly more reserved on him that he can start to travel with me. He'll be able to give a big finish once again, so he'll be competitive.
And typically these races down the straight, obviously, as you say, they are competitive. There's always, plenty of decent form, those that do handle it. But I guess now that your horse has ticked off that win, he's pretty good down the straight, as to round a bend.
Yeah, it just gives more options, so makes it much easier for Chris and the owners to find races and for him to rack up some wins, which I'm sure he will in his career here in Hong Kong. But yeah, he's got that win on the board now, and hopefully continues forward from there.
You got another win on the board recently at Happy Valley. Am I right in thinking that puts you, I think, 2 away from a century of winners here in Hong Kong?
Yeah, things have gone nicely over the past season and a half, 2 seasons. So hopefully they can pick up a bit more this season, and we can go strong into the second half, and hopefully continue riding them winners. But it'll be nice to tick off that 100. But hopefully that's just a small stepping stone in my career here.
That's our first replay, and there'll be plenty more winners to come for Lyle Hewitson. There's no doubting about that. Here is Flying High. Paul, he loves the 1,000 metres. Pleasant Endeavour 4th. Summit Cheers. He's certainly improved up in Class 3 lately. Northern Beaches unlucky in this. Run Cool. Sparkling Night has been good and bad. He's just been a little bit of everything this time in.
Hard to catch, isn't he? Look, I like Flying High in this race. He drawn nicely in barrier number 11, finished off strongly, but Northern Beaches was so unlucky. He didn't get that run, and he really atoned for it next start and came out and won really well, beating California Touch. So I think this is the Quinella, but I'm going to go Northern Beaches to beat Flying High in this. Flying High got all the favours he did in here, and then Northern Beaches had atoned for it. So they're the two.
Full-time course and distance winner is Flying High, but he goes in for second behind Northern Beaches. O-Liner was well back last time at Happy Valley. Here he is leading. 1,200 metres the distance of this race is yet to be tried over 1,000 metres, but he's a horse with natural pace.
He has got good pace. He'll go forward. As you say, he hasn't run over the 1,000 metres yet. He's a good run the bend, this horse, and this was a good run behind He's in good form. This is a lot harder, though. I just want to see him down the straight, so I didn't put him in at this stage. But look, if he ran well, it wouldn't surprise, because he, as you say, he's got natural pace.
A word of caution around O-Liner coming back in distance. So we know you are with horses 6 to beat 1. Who's in after them?
Yep, 6 to beat 1. We're going to go with Northern Beaches to beat Flying High. California Touch, he comes out of the Northern Beaches race. A lot better for him when he went down the straight 1,000. And Chevelle Valiant with the blinkers on. It will be a catch me if you can tactics, but those blinkers I think will help him. 6, 1, 9, 10.
There you go, Chris So and Lyle Hewitson to win race number 5 for Paul. Race number 6 is a venture back onto the all-weather for this race, and it is a Class 4 over the 1,200 metres. Everyone's victory. He's run second behind Hong Kong Hall at the trial since running 8th last time. Magic Supreme, Colourful Prince, Diamond Flare all have pace and drawn. 1 and 2 for Magic Supreme and Colourful Prince, and 6 for Diamond Flare. Brave Witness 3 trials since his debut, 4th. Fast Buck has the pacifiers off and the pacifiers with the cowls going on. We've got Patch of Watch wearing a tongue tie for the first time, and Regent Glory, last start winner and carries an extra £5 for it. Now the pace here, Paul, is Lean Master, Diamond Flare, Magic Supreme. There's a lot of toe in this race.
Yeah, good to fast speed here with Lean Master and Diamond Flare. Both horses going to go forward. Colourful Prince, Magic Supreme, they've all got lots of pace in this race, so it's going to be at a good pace. Back to Patch of Watch, Regency Glory, and then Panda Legend. I think he's going to get his chance, I think, with Daily Trophy from the back.
Regent Glory was absolutely smashed in betting last time and won. To see if he can do it again, here's David Hayes and Nick.
David, Regent Glory, a winner for you recently on the all-weather. You're sticking to the same surface again, and that was only his first try, so he's got an unblemished record on it now.
Yes, he's undefeated for the moment, but he's worked well since the nice win, and he's always trialled well on it, so I think it's a surface he likes.
I know he's sort of, he's not a superstar by any stretch, but he's done a pretty handy job, hasn't he? He's a very consistent type of horse as well.
Yeah, he's run a lot of placings, and I just feel he's in a rich vein of form, so I would expect him to run a really good race again.
And, I mean, he's obviously had plenty of turf racing. Was it always the plan to try and get him on this surface? I guess, first and foremost, your initial thought is always turf, but I guess when they do handle the all-weather, it just gives you those options, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, well, there's a lot that don't like it, and he's a horse that probably, if the tracks were had a bit more give in the ground, he would race more consistently on the turf. But if he gets the right conditions on turf, he still performs well, as his record says. But I think he could be a consistent dirt horse.
As for you and your team, David, they're in pretty good form. This time, sort of last week, or at the last Sha Tin meeting anyhow, there was a nice double. How have both of those horses come out of their races? Storm Rider looks a nice horse, and Global Harmony.
Yeah, Global sort of runs sizzling sectionals every time, and runs the sectionals of a group horse, and you couldn't ask for more from the young one. And I was very happy with K Ying rising. That was a hot race. It wasn't a Class 3, it was a Class 2 in disguise, I think, and he was beaten a millimetre and has come out of the race well.
I know you as a trainer probably never want to get beaten, but that as a spectacle, it was quite something to behold, really. Two top jockeys, two very nice young horses, and I guess in those circumstances you perhaps don't mind coming off second best in some respect.
Oh, well, not really. Look, I'm sure Wonder Bar's a very nice horse. He got a peach of a ride from James, and Zach rode my horse perfectly, but Wonder Bar got an even better run and beat us a millimetre.
David Hayes there in a race full of pace, Paul. Here's a couple of the pace influences likely in Lean Master and Diamond Flare, who led up and was just uncatchable in this.
Yeah, so look, I think they'll lead together once again, these two, and it was such a good run. But you've got Magic Supreme in there that likes to go forward. You've got Colourful Prince, so much pace in this race. But I just wonder if they're going to, they won't let Diamond Flare get out there by himself. They're going to attack him this time, because if they don't, he'll probably go and do this again.
He only goes up £2 for the win, Diamond Flare, but as you said, there's a lot of extra company in this race. Magic Supreme, Barrier 1, Colourful Prince, Barrier 2, both like to be on the pace also. That's the grey winning last start. We'll go for a few of the back markers now. Panda Legend ran 6th here. We saw him on the speed map, near enough to last, if not last. But with the pace they're likely to go, that'll be a plus.
Yeah, I think he'd be a price. I made him the long shot, actually, Panda Legend. Yeah, I thought it was a lot better run. This is only his first start here on the all-weather. And look, I don't think he really enjoyed the kickback there on the inside. They'll probably keep him a bit wider. But he finished off the race nicely enough. He ended up finishing 6th. And once he got out away from the kickback, as you could see, he finished off really well. So, look, at a price, I think he might run a race. He's only had the 2 runs here.
There you go. It's going to be Panda Legend, the one to beat.
Yeah, Panda Legend, he goes on top for me. So I've got him and at the each way quote. Regent Glory was very impressive when he won last time. Daily Trophy will get the race run to suit. And Brave Witness only had the 1 start and ran really well on his debut. 8, 10, 12 and 5. But each way about the 8 for this.
There it is, all of the information for race number 6. It's a Class 4 on the all-weather. Group racing for race number 7, 1,000 metre Group 3, the Bohemia Sprint Trophy it is. And at the top we have Victor, the winner, 4th in the International Sprint. Super Wealthy, he's a 3-time winner second up. Duke Y, 5th in the sprint behind Lucky Swainess. Packing Treadmill, first time over 1,000 metres. Seasons Wits, a 4-time 1,000-metre winner at Happy Valley's coming back from the 1,200 all-weather last time. We've got Invincible Sage unbeaten this season, and WizKid has the blinkers off and the visor going on. The speed map here, Paul, Kerpenny leads.
I think he will. Look, Victor the winner's been leading on his air over 1,200, but back to 1,000. I think Kerpenny's got the superior speed of Victor the winner. Seasons Wits, another 1,000-metre specialist, as is WizKid. Duke Y, Super Wealthy, Flying Ace and Invincible Sage from Barrier 1, I think will go back. Packing Treadmill, he's raced up to 1,600, he's back to 1,000, and We Are Heroes been getting back.
Interview time. Pierre Ong is the man. He has a 2-prong attack, Super Wealthy and Duke Y.
Pierre Ong, we've got another Group 3 race coming up this weekend. I'm sure you're wanting to win it. You've got 2 runners in the race, Super Wealthy and Duke Y. Let's start with Super Wealthy. Just the 1 run for your stable so far. You've tried him a couple of times since.
Yes, he had 2 trials after the last run. So we aim for these 1,000 meter straight races, which he won before. And he did trial well in the last trial, and hopefully he can give us a good performance.
It leads me on quite nicely, actually, to my next question, in the sense that, as you say, he's won a couple of National Day Cups over this course and distance. Was this always the target? I guess he's a horse with brazen speed.
Yes, this has always been target. As we know, he's a roarer, so we just try to keep it as short, as simple as possible for him.
How do you differ their training, Pierre, when they are a roar and they've got those internal issues? That's something you've always got to be quite mindful of.
We just have to roll along, take along. We couldn't do anything else. Try to be as smooth as possible during the race. Hopefully he can maintain that last bit to the end.
Yeah, those 2 National Day Cups, of course, for David Hayes when with him. He's going to be joined by your grand old servant, Duke Y. Now, I think he's a very interesting runner, Pierre, because he's got plenty of form down the straight, and he was actually a dead heat 3rd in this 12 months ago.
Yeah, 12 months ago he was unlucky. He didn't get a clear run. Of course, we aim for the Group 3 for him, and he ran the last race was pretty promising as well. So hopefully not getting top weight, and he can do something as well.
Both horses have obviously trialled really nicely. Have you been happy with how Duke Y's come through the trial as well?
Oh yeah, he did miss the start a little bit, and then he picked it back up and finished off really well at the end. So he should be in good form, and I hope both of them can get into the prize money for me.
Talking of prize money, he picked up a nice prize money check last time. Of course, 5th in a Hong Kong sprint. I mean, he's a horse who, I guess without doing him too much of a disservice, is probably just that notch below top class. But these races perhaps suit him that bit better. But I mean, he's done a wonderful job for you and the owners.
Yeah, he's always competitive in Group 2 and 3s, and runs his race in Group 1. So hopefully he can get the winner of the season for the honour.
Must just ask you, after last weekend, how was the dinner?
Oh, it was good. Not too tipsy. So I'm looking for another one.
Invite must be lost in the mail for us, Paul. That is Pierre on his 2 runners in the Group 3 feature. Flying Ace ran a 2nd last time on the all-weather packing treadmill. He's an honest horse, and he gets in with a really lightweight here. And Kerpenny, and this race over the 1,200 metres as opposed to the 1,000 on Sunday, and won't have Pinghai Galaxy to try and cart him along in front. He might be doing the donkey work in the lead.
Yeah, it's just a totally different race scenario, isn't it? I think the highlight here is that Flying Ace probably should have won the race. He comes down the outside and finishes off strongly. He's back onto the turf, which will suit him. He's going to give some of these good horses a start, but he's going well at the moment. Look, I wanted to include him. He's just in it on a minor line. Is Flying Ace. This will be a stern test for him, but I feel that this horse has never really had any luck whatsoever with his barriers.
So that is a Flying Ace. Didn't matter where he drew this race because he's going down the straight for the first time. This is Season's Wits. Now, we know he loves the 1,000 metres. He comes out of a fairly strong all-weather race last time, yet to win 1,200. But what about him at the Sha Tin straight?
Yeah, he's only raced once, and that was early in his career. It was his 2nd start here in Hong Kong, and he ran 4th. So he has run down the straight in the past. This is a strong race, this one. He was right on the cusp for me. I didn't put him in the end. I put Flying Ace instead of him. But look, he is a 1,000-metre horse, that's for sure, and he all but won this race.
It's a race where it's hard to leave some out because it's such a quality lineup, and Invincible Sage just adds to that quality, Paul. He's been a 1,000-metre specialist. We a Hero 5th and Whizkid 4th, but Invincible Sage into group racing for the first time. Lightweight, can he take the step up immediately?
I think he can. We've seen this race produce sort of horses with light weights in the past. Jolly Ruler springs to mind. And look, you can see he couldn't get out, and then once he got into the gap, he won really nicely. You think he's got the wood on all these horses that he's racing against here, Invincible Sage. Wonder Kit's come out and run really well on Thursday night at Happy Valley. So the form's looking good at the moment, and it's just whether he can just put that into race day, which I think he can. He's unbeaten this season. We Are Hero's been really out of form, but he didn't have much luck there.
No, he didn't. He does love 1,000 metres too, does We Are Hero. Victor, the winner, adds spice to the field, but has to give a lot of weight away.
He does. That's the key. He's got to give 100. He's carrying 135. So I'm going to put him in for 2nd and put Invincible Sage to beat him. Duke Y's won off this rating before, and he's a 3-time winner down the straight, and Flying Ace of the up-and-coming horses. 8137.
It's a 4:05 start time for the feature race, the Group 3 Bohemia Sprint Trophy. Race number 8, the preview for this. It's our last trip to the all-weather for the meeting. 2 more to come after this are both on turf. It is a Class 3 over the 1,200 metres and Lightning Bolt. He's been to Happy Valley lately. Lucky 8's a 3-time winner over 1200, makes his all-weather debut. Tornado Phantom carries an extra £4 for his last start win. Capital Delight comes back in distance. Self-Improvement has a good record on the surface. Wings of War has the blinkers off. The pacifiers with the cowls going on. Good Buddy blinkers and tongue-tie for the first time. Mighty Armours now with Benno Young. He's had 5 trials. Blinkers, hood off, pacifiers with cowls go on. And the Great Masters run second at the trials since running down the track at his second start. Crossover noseband comes off him. Wings of War leading here, Paul, over Lucky 8 and Mark the Moments out wider.
Yeah, so Wings of War hasn't led on the turf, but on the all-weather trial he led. There's no real leader in this race except for Mark the Moment. He likes to go forward, but he's drawn wide, so he just might have to work to get across. Call Me Dandy sat in the trail and won and ran really well last start. Lucky 8 comes to the surface for the first time. He goes forward on the turf, so I think they'll be sort of fighting it out amongst those 4.
It is winning form we look at first. It is the grey Tornado Phantom. They went pretty hard in this race, which it set it up beautifully for a horse at the back, and Zach just sat back and waited to go. A lot of money for Call Me Dandy in this race too at his all-weather debut, and he fought on pretty well for second.
Yeah, they both go in for me, these two. I think Call Me Dandy can turn the tables though on Tornado Phantom for that reason that you said. I don't think this race is going to be run at the same sort of pace that this was. Tornado Phantom was a winner waiting to happen because he'd been really well rated and he'd been placed in numerous times and got up and won. But look, just there wasn't much between them on the post. And I just think with the way the race is going to be won, it can be the other way around.
That is going to be Call Me Dandy to beat home the grey this week. We've got Mark the Moment running 8th in this, and Self-Improvement so consistent on this surface. Draws barrier number 5. Manfred Mann trains, and Jerry Chow is going to take a couple of pounds off.
Yeah, he's the Quinella horse for me. Self-Improvement. He's been going really well on the surface. Had a run on the turf, but forget about that. He's a lot better on the surface. And when he came out here, he finished off really nicely behind a horse called Smoky Bear, who's been very consistent on this all-weather. So, look, I think he's definitely one of the major chances, and he's drawn nicely in barrier 5 as well.
Good report for Self-Improvement there as he just gets up on the outside in that photo to Miss Packing Bowl and ends up running 3rd. The Great Master, he's trialled better on the all-weather, but his 2 race day performances have been poor, and Capital Delight comes to the all-weather for the first time, the 2 in this trial.
Yeah, I want to watch both these 2. Neither go in for me. As you say, the Great Masters hasn't done anything in his 2 turf races, and he's drawn barrier number 10. So we'll see what he can do coming onto the surface. I mean, it's obviously better suited. And the Capital Delight, look, he did finish off nicely enough. He's just a one-time winner, and that was a Happy Valley win.
Lucky Symphony wins that trial, and he did disappoint at Happy Valley on Thursday night. So a bit more quality in the first few replays.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm going to go with Call Me Dandy on top. He should get the perfect run just in behind the pace. Self-Improvement is very consistent, and Adderfield's come out of that race and won, who finished behind him. Lucky 8, now he's trialled really well on the surface, as last one was off 70, he's on the 72 rating, and he's a horse who's coming onto the surface for the first time, but is well bred for it. And then Tornado Phantom, 6-5-2-3.
It is race number 8, it's the first leg of the late treble. It says race number 9, so we better rip into it. It is the second last over the 1400 metres, and it's a Class 3. Superb Boy was scratched on the 10th of December. He's fractious in the gates. He had to go back to the trials and pass that satisfactorily. Winner Method has the blinkers off. Blue Marlin's on a 7-day backup. Master of Fortune has blinkers going on the first time after making a mess of the start last time out. The Airs had 3 starts for 3 placings. 6th Generation comes back in trip. Down near the bottom, Seizing the Moment has the pacifiers with cowls off and the blinkers going on. Forever Charm steps up to the 1400. He's yet to run over that distance. He went over the 1300 metres at Kembla Grange in Australia. Pace here, E-Legend, Solar Partner. Blue Marlin's on the rail.
Yes, he won't know what that thing is. He's drawn nicely in barrier number 4, so he can get himself into a really lovely position here. E-Legend will have to come across from his wide draw, but he looks the lead. I think Solar Partner will come across with him. Superb Boy should get a nice run just in behind. Then Pins Prince and then Blue Marlin there. The Air is going to have to go back. He's another one that's drawn wide. Oriental Smoke's drawn wide. He'll go back as well, I think.
Our first replay is New Year's Day. It is Blue Marlin. He's just had so many bad barriers and had to do a lot of work. this is going to be his opportunity. What about on the backup? He's a big horse, but 7-day turnaround for him.
Should be fine. And look, he's drawn 2 twice and he's won both times. He's drawn low. He draws wide and he sort of just can't get there, and he's 3 or 4 wide the whole way. It was a huge run here because you know, he was wide most of the way and he finished off really strongly. From barrier 4, I think he's definitely going to get his opportunity. So if he can repeat even this performance, I think he can win.
And that's a good report for a Blue Marlin to kick off the replays. Second up, it is the Air running 30. Has been close at all of his starts. They've been in strong fields. This is a 30 Legends being better at Happy Valley. Pins Prince couldn't recapture what he did in the grade 2 starts ago.
Yeah, so good run here from the Air again. He's drawn wide. He's going to give them all a start. He'll be running on strongly from barrier number 10. I've got him in the placings again. He's hard to leave out. And look, he deserves a win, this horse. He's been so consistent in those 3 runs to date. So he wasn't too far away here once again.
He loomed up as a big winning chance, then Leslie burst through in the middle and was too good for Beauty Crescent. The Air settling for 3rd there. Superb Boy, as mentioned, had to go back to the trials. This is what he did, but he is more than proven when it comes to the 1400 at Sha Tin. From
barrier 5, he's going to get the perfect run. I think he'll get the trail just in behind. He's got to carry the 135. He's run 4th off this rating at 79 before. That was 2 starts ago as he went up from a 73 rating, which was his win. The trial was good. He's going to get a good run. So I think he's a good chance in this.
It'll be Hugh Bowman on board him for Francis Law. We've got one more replay to have a look at. That'll be Solar Partner. Now, the combination that won the trophy race at Happy Valley on Thursday night. Matthew Poon with a couple off for Ricky Yu. Speaking of Happy Valley, is that where you would prefer Solar Partner?
That's where his wins have been with Solar Partner. The trial was good. He's drawn wide. I don't know what they're going to do, whether they're going to go forward or back. Look, I thought they might go forward and try and get outside the leader and come across with the E-Legend, because he will go forward. And if he does, he can put himself into the race. He was right on the cusp, but the draw just put me off in the end.
It's a no for Solar Partner, only just a no though. Does Blue Marlin get that luck from the draw, get the luck in a race and finally win one?
I think he can, yeah. I've got him on top, Blue Marlin, from the draw. Barrier number 4, Superb Boy should get the trail. The Air, he will go back and come forward. Master of Fortune, he botched the start last time. They're putting the blinkers on him. He's only 1 off 64. He's up to the 69 rating, but I think he could fill a minor placing. 4185.
Douglas White off a Happy Valley double on Thursday night. Saddles up Blue Marlin for Paul to win race number 9. Race 10 is quality, as quite a few of the races are at this meeting. The 10th is a Class 2 over the 1,600 metres, and Super Sunny Sings, a 2-time course and distance winner. Up in Trip go the Golden Scenery and Flaming Rabbit. All for St Paul's a good draw. Helios Express has won 3 from 5. Bourbonnaise best form is on a rain-affected track. Dancing Code can't draw a gate. Mr Ascendancy has the blinkers off and the tongue-tie going on. And down the bottom, Beauty Live is minus the cheek pieces. The pace here, Paul. There's 2 noted front runners, All for St Paul's and Flaming Rabbit, who hasn't been quite as quick out of the gates this time.
Yeah, and All for St Paul's has drawn barrier 1, so he's going to get first hop on him, I think, and I think he can go the forward and lead. Flaming Rabbit can go forward. Bourbonnaire is another one that likes to go forward. Alacrity's been racing a little bit more closer in his races. Helios Express should get a very good run. Look, Dancing Code's drawn wide. He'll have to go back with the Best Peach, Super Sunny Sing and Find My Love from their wide draws.
Straight to our man Nick Child with the trainer of Dancing Code, Casper Founds.
Casper, Dancing Code, really nice horse from your stable lining up at the weekend at Sha Tin, a horse who's done very little wrong this season.
Yeah, correct, Nick. He keeps progressing. He's going the right way. Obviously, we're building him up and taking him an extra furlong now, stretching him to a mile. So it's going to be interesting to see whether he runs it out strong. His last run was really, really good. You know, we gave the winner £3, and he's come out and he's won a Group 3 his next start. So, yeah, the form on the board gives us a good chance in this race. The horse is very well, and we'll be hoping for a big effort.
Yeah, the horse you allude to, of course, Taj Dragon. Had your gut feeling always been that he would get this trip? I mean, you started him off at 1,000, I guess building him up is the general way here in Hong Kong, but the mile, what's your sort of gut feeling on that?
Yeah, I believe he'll run it out. You know, he's a nice horse. He's just taken some time. He's had a few setbacks through his career, but everything seems to be really in good form now, so we'd be hoping for a big effort.
I suppose, Casper, the way he sort of runs his races, he's got that really sort of potent turn of foot, hasn't he? Which would suggest that, that perhaps the further he goes, the better he would be.
Yeah, look, like I said, he's in great form. I think he'll run the trip out, so I'm looking forward to the race on Sunday.
As for the form of the stable, you're happy with the way things are going so far since we've turned the corner for the year? I mean, I bet you've got a few nice horses still to unleash.
Yeah, we've got a lot of new horses to unleash. Obviously frustrating runners seconds and thirds, but that's part of our game. But the horses are running well, so there's no complaints.
Casper talking Dancing Code. Strong race, that one. In the replay we saw during the interview, as it was here. Super Sunny Singh running fourth. Gear change with him this week, Paul. They've taken the hood off him. He draws wide again. The Best Peach doesn't have too bad a record in this grade, and the Golden Scenery was a winner, sneaking up the inside in this race.
He got the perfect run. Great ride here from James McDonald. Super Sunny Singh came wide. He finished off strongly. He's been a little bit disappointed if you look at his prices. He's been a 1.8 favourite at his last two starts and been beaten both times. So, look, I think he can run well once again. They've freshened him up. He's here at 1,600 metres, which is probably his right distance. But I haven't got him on a win line. The Best Peach ran well. He was right on the cusp.
He gets him in the lightweight too, the Best Peach. Carries just 122 pounds, and some trial form to wrap up our preview of race number 10 before the selections. Flaming Rabbit, Super Sunny Singh and Helios Express has shown immense ability.
He has, and he's onwards and upwards. Helios Express, look, he had no luck from the draw last time. He had to go all the way back, and he ran on. We saw that strongly in his race. So, look, I thought he trialled well here. Super Sunny Singh, there was nothing wrong with his trial either. Flaming Rabbit, he's just gone off the ball a little bit for me. So I'm going to just watch him in this, but I've got the other two in.
Boiled rabbit.
Oh, yeah.
See what you did there. Not intentionally, I'm sure. So no rabbit for you. No rabbit stew.
No rabbit stew for me. I'm going to go with Helios Express there. So he's on top. The 5 to beat the 8. Find My Love. Now he's been racing some pretty strong form races. A good second behind Drombeg Banner at his last start. Forget the Happy Valley run. He's better suited at Sha Tin. Super Sunny Singh for third, and Dancing Code will just have to go back. 5817.
There it is. All the information you need for Sha Tin on Sunday. 10 race program, 7 on the turf, 3 on the all-weather, and racing gets underway at 1 o'clock local time.